Hello my book besties, welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 4 of Bookmas. I cannot believe it. We are already on day 4. We only have 8 more days left. Like honestly, Bookmas goes by so fast because I'm in the midst of Vlogmas and Bookmas. So like both of these kind of feel like different paces for me. Bookmas feels so quick and then Vlogmas feels like forever, and then like it's really sad when it ends. So it's really crazy that all those things happen during December, which is wild to me. And as you've seen by today's title, we are going to be doing my favorite book from each month so far. We're just going to be talking about the books so far that I've read from January to October, not November, because I'm filming this in November and I have not finished reading yet. So technically you're only going to be getting 10 months, okay? But yeah, I'm excited for today's video. So let's just go ahead and hop right on into it. Starting off in January, my favorite book from this month was One of Us is Lying by Karen and McManus. I like this book a lot. I think it was the most enjoyable book I had that month. I think I only read 4 or 5 books that month, but that was the one that I liked the most. It was very entertaining. It was also a thriller YA, so it was quick pace. It was fun. It was interesting. So it just kept me going throughout the whole month, and well, the whole time I was reading it anyway. And I just feel like it was the best book I had that month, especially just starting off the year. I was just finishing reading Christmas reads and stuff, and that was like the first thriller that I read, and I just felt like it had the vibes to set off the year the right way. Next up, February, Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. This is me starting my fantasy era, my romanticy era. This was such an exciting book, and I'm so glad I got to start it with Stephanie Garber. She did everything right in this book. I had so much time enjoying the characters and just the storyline, the plot, the magic. Like it all felt so magical. It all felt great, and I just enjoyed every part of it. And I'm really glad that I got to start out romanticy with her, and it led me into some better books later on in the year, but that one was really good, and I liked it as a first start for romanticy. It wasn't too crazy. There was no real big world building. There wasn't like a crazy magic system that I couldn't understand. Like it was really easy paced. It was fun, and I enjoyed it, and the romance was really cute. Also, Jax, he was quite the man, wasn't he? Yes, Jax. We love Jax. Anyways, and Evangeline was a great like female main character, but also she had her flaws. So I feel like it was like the perfect amount of flaws and a perfect amount of like common sense, I guess I can say. Now moving on to March, as I was just saying, going into my romanticy era, of course during this month, my favorite book was Fourth Wing, and I will talk about it forever how good this book is, guys. Like I don't think y'all understand. Like I talk about it like I'm crazy. When I talk about it in real life with people, like I'm really sitting there yapping about Fourth Wing forever, okay? I don't think there's a better book that I read all year besides this one. Like this series as a whole was amazing, but that book right there set it off the right way. It set the right tone for everything it needs to be for a romanticy, okay? The research that was done, the character development, the characters in general, the storyline, the plot, the magic system, the world building, the dragons, like I couldn't believe it when I was reading this book. I was just like all over the place, but I enjoyed every part of it, and it wasn't like crazy hard to like know the characters or to understand the magic system or the world. Once you started really getting into it, like you could understand what was going on. I love that Rebecca Yarros like really had me thinking that like I don't know, like I was there. Like that book was so good, guys. Like I don't even know how to explain it. It was so good. Like I enjoyed the heck out of that book. Like everything about that book was tea. It was tea. Like it was tea. Like I don't know how else to explain it. Yeah, moving on. April. Okay, so I had like multiple books in this one, but I feel like I only read like 2 or 3 books during April, so this one just had to go back up on there. It's the second book in the series, The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. I just feel like this one was the only one in that month that I really enjoyed in any way. I feel like I had like 2 or 3 books. I didn't even read that much, so honestly this was the one I had to choose. And like I said, the storyline great, the plot great. I just felt like I was thrown in the water with this one though, because the end really threw me off. I don't understand how she did that and just like was like, okay, third book, girl, what? Hello, like are we just gonna skip over that? It was crazy. I couldn't even understand like what was going on for a little bit. Like the adventure and the storyline, again, the magic system, everything that was going on in there, great. But the way she did me at the end of the book, towards the end, I just felt like kind of ugh. But other than that, like the book was great. I think this was my favorite book like out of the other 2 I read that month. So honestly, this was the best one. Moving on to May, this was really hard because I had so many books that I wanted to choose from. I think I read like 4 or 5 books during May, and this was the one that like really stuck out to me the most. I don't know, it was really hard to choose, but Days at the Morisaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagisawa is the one that I chose, only because the quotes were so amazing, and I'm still thinking about some of those till this moment, and just how beautiful that book was as a whole. I don't think I'll ever find a book that good unless I read the second book in the series. That's how good it was. It was honestly so beautiful. It was amazingly written, and the fact that that book was less than 300 pages, guys, it was really good, and I cannot believe so much was packed in that little baby book. Like, it felt like a life story, it felt like a hug, it felt like, I don't know, a redemption story, it was a love story, it was an everything story, and the quotes were amazing. It felt like if I was going through a midlife crisis and something happened to me, I would read that book because it would pick me back up to be like, girl, you got this. Like, I don't know, it was so inspirational, it was so beautiful, and I just can't stop thinking about that book. I will talk about this book until the day I die, I think. Like, this will be one of those books that'll be on my shelf and the kids will be like, what is that, auntie? And I'm gonna be like, baby, that's the book that changed my life. Moving on to June, we have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Again, this was a really hard choose because I read a lot of good books during this month, but this was the one that like I felt the most connected to, so I was like, I'll choose this one. This one just hit my heart in a different way that like I didn't need to be re-traumatized. I didn't need to be stabbed in the heart by this book. It literally had me thinking that like I should not do these kind of things in my life, or maybe I shouldn't be this much of a people pleaser, maybe I shouldn't like do this in my future life. Like, there were certain things in there that I was just thinking about in my life, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. I really did relate to Emma a lot. Like, it felt like a hug, honestly, because I can understand her thought process, her trauma, just like the things that she was going through with her mom, trying to figure out her life and her place in the world, I guess, like where she belongs. And I think that's kind of hard when you're put in a situation that makes you feel like you're not safe in one space, you know? And I don't know. That book had my heart. The quotes were amazing. Abby Jimenez does an amazing job at writing real life stories for real life people. And even though it's all fictional, I just feel like those stories are so real to so many, and she does an amazing job. I don't know where she gets these plots, I don't know where she gets these storylines, but she does an amazing job at researching, which is really great when it comes to an author who's writing about these kind of things that she writes about. I don't know, it was so surreal. Like, I had to like kind of like detach myself from the book in a way, because there were so many points in there that I felt like I was living that same moment again, but I had to be like, ooh, that's not me. Like, that's how well written it was. That's the testament to how good Abby Jimenez is at writing real life stories. You know what I'm saying? I digress, I'm sorry. I'm really crazy about these books, but anyways, yeah, that was such a good one, and it's definitely held dear to my heart. In July, I got into a little bit of a different kind of groove. I read some thriller, read some romance, but I had to go with this one, The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. This one was good. Can I just tell you how she ate me up in that book? Like, it was crazy how many twists and turns there were in that book. I couldn't believe it. I found myself being gaslit. I found myself being confused, trying to figure out the storyline, like where it was all going. I just could not believe everything that was happening in there, and I just did not know where it was going. And when the end happened, I was like, wow, it was so unexpected. Like, I couldn't guess what was going to happen. Like, it was so good. Like, there were so many elements and so many aspects, and I was just like, I don't know where the story is going, but like I was trying to figure it out. Like, I was the detective in that book. I don't know, but it was so good. It had me like hanging on by a thread from every single page. Like, it was fast paced. If I could have sat down and read it for one day, I would have. There wasn't a page in there that I felt like, wow, that's not supposed to be there. I was shocked. Guys, I don't think you understand. I was shocked. I was confused. I was worried. There was everything happening in me. I was anxious. I was sitting on the edge of my seat. Like, I was reading the page. I was trying to cover the pages because I was not trying to, like, yeah, it was a lot. It was my favorite book that month. I rated it a 5-star, and I cannot wait for the movie to come out. Moving on into August. Okay, we're getting down to the end. Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams is the book I chose for this one. Now, I read 3 books during this month, so there wasn't much to choose from. All 3 of the books ate so far in the series. I can't wait for the 4th book to come out, for the 4th sister. When I was reading this, it was so funny because like their rivalry was just, I don't even know. It was so cutesy. It was banterish, but it was like also love at the same time. So like it was banter. So I wouldn't say this is real enemies to lovers, more like banter-ish, and like they're just like school rivals for the most part. I don't think they're like enemies because they both seem to like each other very much, but like you could tell that from like page 1, guys. Like there was no way you couldn't tell. And then he like moves next door. LOL. That's really funny of him. Like, what? You gonna move next door? I don't even like you. And then the situations they found themselves in were just so hilarious. It just felt so funny. It felt like a rom-com, like in some type of way. But I enjoyed this one, and I am enjoying the series as a whole. I can't wait for the 4th book to come out. I enjoyed the first 2 books, and the 3rd one was like my least favorite from like the other 2, but like it was still my favorite from that month specifically, and I just really enjoyed it. I just felt like I could understand Emily in so many ways as being the older sister, because like when you are the older sister, there is a lot of like burden on you, especially as like a female. Like there are already so many societal pressures, so don't get me on my soapbox, I will do it, but I just felt her pain, like as an older sister, being the one that feels like they have to be there for everybody, having to feel like they're the only ones there, like they can't really take care of themselves as much as everybody else, or you know, just feeling like you have to be put together, but like you're really broken down inside, your life really isn't going that well, and then like you have to take care of everybody else. It feels like so much pressure, and you have to just find somebody to tell you that's not the case, like you're not alone. And she found that in Jack, and I just thought that was so cute, and just their stories together were so beautiful, and it was great. It was a great story. September, Crazy Busy by Kevin DeYoung was the one that I picked. There was only 2 books, guys. The other one was not that great, so I was left with this one. This one is a nonfiction book as well as a Christian read, so I really enjoyed this one. It helped me just grow a little bit as a person, as a Christian, as a one who is following Jesus. I just feel like this is a great story, or not even a story, but like I guess guidance kind of book to be less busy in a way, or stop being such a people pleaser in a way, and just like actually deal with things as they come, and not like having to feel like the burden all falls on you, or feeling like there's too much going on, because you have time for everything. You just have to make time, I guess, and just like not also say yes to everything. So this book just had a lot of slaps in the face along with the scripture. I was just getting slapped in the face left and right. Okay guys, I remember reading this one day on the treadmill and almost fell. I was like, hold up guys, that was a little much, chill out, don't do that, don't do that to me, okay? But yeah, she was good. She was good. Last but not least, we're moving on into October. The last book we chose is Deja Brew by Celestine Martin. I only read 2 books during this month. I did not choose the other. Let's just say that. But this one, oh, swoony all the way through. Romance all the way through. Magical all the way through. I felt like this book had me, okay? This book was so good, guys. Like, I don't think y'all understand. Like, it was so good. The storyline, the magic between the 2 of them. Like, guys, for a Black romance story, that was beautiful. I don't know, but it was also a seasonal read, so like it was cozy, it was cute, it was romantic, it was sexy, it was charming. Like it had all that it needed in a book. Like I don't even know how to explain it. You just have to read it for yourself. The vibes were so beautiful. It had all the autumnal feels. It just had everything I needed. Like I don't even know how to explain it, but it was so great. Alright guys, so that is gonna be the end of today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know I had a good time talking about all these books, because y'all could just hear me yap about books forever, right? Click that subscribe button. Don't forget to like and comment. If you made it all the way to the end of today's video, comment down below the star emoji, this one specifically that I have on the screen. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I post a new video. And don't worry, if you missed any day of Bookmas, that's okay. There's a link down below in the description box just for you with the playlist. Yay! So that way you don't ever miss a day. And they're all in order. Your girl got you. Anyways, please don't forget to be true and be you and read whatever you want to. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow for Bookmas Day. Bye. Mwah.